Everybody, good afternoon. Welcome to another edition of the Psychics Perspective. I am, of course, Leo Brown, and I wanted to come on and just tell you guys thank you for all your love, support, your comments, your likes, your subscribes. Become a Sugar Bear. Please become a Sugar Bear. It would mean so much to me. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up. That makes it better in the algorithm. So we are concluding Comic Week with comedian Shuler King. Now, for those of you who don't know who Shuler King is, Shuler King is a comedian, of course, and he's famous for his turns on Wild and Out. He's famous for his car comic. I call them like car comic rants, or car comic commentary. There we go. That's a better way of describing it. And he's also famous for his Popeyes. He has like really the big eyes, and just a decent, he seems like a decent all-around person. I'm actually going to call him not by his stage name, I'm going to call him by his actual name. And he's also a funeral director. A lot of people don't know that as well. And I believe he resides in, either South Carolina or Atlanta. I'm not 100% sure, but really, really super talented, super funny. I discovered him, of course, through YouTube and have been a fan of his ever since. I think he's great. So I wanted to conclude Comic Week with doing a reading for Shuler King. So Mr. King, if you're watching, or if someone in your camp is watching this, thank you for being open to what I have to say, what I have to see, what I make sense. Hopefully it makes sense to you, not to me, because it's not about me, it's about you. And much love to you and your family and everyone around. So, okay, so let's get started. So as I said before, I'm going to call him by his actual name. I will not refer to him by his stage name throughout the reading. So you're going to hear a different name. His actual name is Frank. So I'm going to call him, his actual name is Frank Williams. So I will be calling him Mr. Williams throughout the duration of the reading. And if you would like a reading yourself, if you're curious about getting a psychic reading, you're more than welcome to log into my website. It's psychicleo.com. Once again, that's psychicleo.com. All right, so let's get started. Mr. Williams, Mr. Frank Williams. Let's see what the spirits have to say today. Hope all of you are having an awesome Thursday thus far. My energy. The first thing I pick up, Mr. Williams, first of all, it's a pleasure and an honor to be in your presence and to meet you. But the first thing I pick up around you immediately is evolution. I get evolution in your comedy, evolution in yourself, everything from you maintaining, it's not a, it is a physical evolution because I do see you losing weight, but I also see it's more of a mental evolution. I see you becoming more open-minded, more like you're thinking more, you're asking questions. You've always been inquisitive, but you're really doing it now. On the spiritual level, spirituality is very important to you, very important to you. I feel like you come from generations of at least I get the number 6, like 5, 6. So like 5 or 6 generations of either pastors or people that have worked in that environment around you big time. Because I literally hear people like shouting and praise the Lord. Like I hear a lot of that. So I feel like that's a really big thing for you. Maybe another reason why I'm in number 5 is because I feel like 5 years ago, everything that's going on around you now, you've been really working towards. The last 5 years have been like hurdle, opportunity, hurdle, hurdle opportunity. Like that's the energy I get. Um, let's see. I also get a lot to do with you and your lovely wife. I feel like she is not only supportive of you, but she really whips you into shape. She really kind of gives you that tough love. And it's interesting because you're really deep down, though I think this is true with most comics and most people who are in healing professions, and laughter is a healer. Um, I think with you, there's a lot of ups and downs when it comes to the way you see yourself, or like emotional ups and downs, because I'm picking it up a little bit. Not depression, but I get you being a bit melancholic. I get you going within a lot, like you shut down. And I feel like she is the one that kind of whips you out of that. Like she's like, no, 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 you can't do that. People, I love you. People love you. And I get a lot of encouragement. I feel like she speaks into you a great deal. But I also pick up that sometimes there are things where you can, like, you're very private. You don't really let people in very much. I feel like even with her, you're like, but there's certain private battles that I'm picking up that you feel, okay, I have to fight it on my own. I get a lot to do with battles of faith, not faith like you don't believe in God or the higher self. That's not what I'm saying. Or like the higher power, that's the word I want to use. Not that, but more of like, no, my spiritual journey is my own. And I feel like that's once again, I keep getting that because I feel like that's very important to you. And you don't want people to infringe on that too much. Um, it's funny, you being a funeral director, you have a lot. I don't necessarily get that you're intuitive, but you have a lot to do with the paranormal. I feel like the paranormal follow you. You either you've seen spirit, you've dealt with paranormal stuff like so. So I feel like for you, you do believe in things like this, but you try to steer clear. You're a little bit of a skeptic, and I don't blame you. I think being a skeptic is actually smart. That's a whole other story for another day. But I definitely pick up, for some reason, I feel like spirits approach you, or you've had spiritual visitations, things like that. So I feel like that's a really big thing in your world. What else am I getting? My goodness. I definitely see you, as we know, you're already on tour, but I'm seeing you probably within the next 2 years or so. I definitely see you doing tours more, but I see you being very selective of where you want to go. Because the thing of it is with you, if it does not feel right, you will not do it. You don't care how much the money is. You very much are about integrity. You're very much about like, no, not all money is good money. I also see you getting into acting because I'm seeing you getting into acting, but I also see you getting into things where you're going to be the writer or the creator, like a sitcom. It kind of reminds me, if you guys remember, when before Kevin Hart became Kevin Hart, there was a show called The Big House, and it reminds me of that. But it's a lot. I don't mean to sound shady, but it's funnier. And I see you either writing or like co-creating it. It reminds me of like that, and maybe like a Bernie Mac kind of show. And I definitely see it being like doing very well, very well. Um, and yeah, I definitely see you doing more acting, doing more projects where you're behind the scenes. You like to create. You don't like to, like, I don't see you wanting to direct and all of that, but I see you wanting to create. I see you wanting to, write. I see you wanting to produce, things like that. You want to get things off the ground, green lit. You thought about that. Having a production company. I also see you wanting to not mentor talent, but I'm seeing like almost like a comedy club slash open mic where people can come, excuse me, and they can get their start. I see you wanting to do things like that. And I want to say, yeah, within the next 2 to maybe 4 years from now, you're going to be doing a lot of things that you've always wanted to do, but I see you wanting to do it in your way. And I also hear you saying, I want to pick and choose projects that mean something to me. If they don't mean anything, I'm not going to do it. And that's even when it comes to stand-up. It's not just about you telling a joke, because your main thing is relatability. Your main thing is being real. I see you also either being invited on radio or podcast, but I'm seeing that as well. You definitely have quite a story, because I see that when you talk and you tell your story, I get you being very emotional. I get you crying, and really just being like, no, this is what I went through. People don't understand that behind my funny, there's a lot of hardship. And it's not necessarily tragic hardship. It's just, well, okay, let me make that very clear. It is, but it's just how there were moments where you didn't believe in yourself, people didn't believe in you, just a lot of doubts. I feel like a lot of naysaying, and what people don't get is that affected and still affects you on some level. Like it affected and affected you on some level. Because I see that what happens is when people say things, it goes in your head and then travels throughout your whole aura, your whole body. Um, and you really are a feeler. I wouldn't call you an empath per se, but yeah, it, for me, I keep getting to do with your mind. I see you like pointing to your head a lot. So what that's telling me is that you live in your mind. And your mind and your emotions are very connected. Your head and your heart are the same. Um, let's see here now. Hmm. I don't know if you, because, I'm just going to be honest. And let me also make this very clear. The reading that I'm giving is subject to change, and I am not, I repeat, not 100% accurate. Okay, so let me just make that clear first. But I'm seeing something to do with you and children. Um, yeah, I am, because I keep picking up kids. And I feel like you either want to give back, or there's something where you want to spend more time with children, because I see children around you big time. And I feel like these are, I don't know if you're a dad yet, but I definitely pick up children, or children are coming into your world. And I feel like you want to spend more time with children, with family, with friends. Community is really important to you. But a small, well, I shouldn't say small, like a medium. And it's people that, because I literally see a phone and it ringing in the middle of the night, and you're thinking in your mind, like, I want people around me that I can call at 5 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning, and they answer my phone call, you know. Um, let's see. I don't pick up that you are a drinker per se. I feel like you are curbing a lot of your vices, or you've been starting to do that. You've been letting go of a lot of things that were not good for you or not healthy. And that's why I said earlier, I feel like a lot of it has to do with just the way you think. Your thinking has become sharper and clearer, and you have more clarity. You're more prayerful than, not saying that you've ever been, but I think you've been in a long time. And that's where your wife comes in, because I see your wife being like, all right, honey, if you want to do this, you know, and you guys are very much a team. But I also get that sometimes it feels like you live separate, and that's because you're always on the road. That's why I say I see you choosing projects where it's like, I want to be on the road, but I want to be able um, to still maintain that connection, with family and with friends and with my wife and things like that. What else am I picking up? All right, I keep picking up you either preaching, or like there's something where you're gonna tell your story. And I know you've done some of it, because if if you guys know about Comedy Hype, he's done some of that. But I just see you talking more and going into more detail about your, like, how you became Shuler King, how you became, and just really actually inspiring. And I get you mentoring. This is where I do see you mentoring. I see you mentoring either, I get young men, like you come and see young men and be like, listen, don't do that, or trying to be not a role model, but I think just your genuine self. Like, because I don't see you being a role model. That ain't you, honey. But you definitely want to be like, no, I want to be as real as possible. That's why it's so funny because, when he does his car chronicles, right? Clean as a whistle. He rarely. But when you see him on stage, he lets it fly, with prevent. But that's because what you see on stage and what you see in the car, what I get is this, is that those are definite elements of who he is. That's you, Mr. Williams, all day long. Those are both different elements, but I think people often think, oh, well, he's so, clean. And then they go see and they're like, oh. And I see you revealing more and more of that raw, honest, real but relatable person, to the public. And you just being you and just being like, no, this is who I am, take it or leave it. You don't have to like it. I don't give a fuck. Like, I really get you being that way. And I think you've always been that way, but I see you bringing it out more, especially when you hit that stage. Because you're, like I said, I think when you're not on stage, I don't get that you're not quiet, but you're not an extrovert. You're kind of in the middle. Because I get you being, you can be very introverted, very, like, very introverted, but you can be extroverted when you need to be. But I get you being very pulled back. But once you get in that stage, just like, you know, and very off the cuff. And I just see you exploring more of that and showing more of that, not just on stage, but off stage as well. So yeah, I get a lot, like I said in the beginning, I just get a lot of evolution, a lot of growth, a lot of transformation, emotional transformation, mental transformation, which translates to the physical. Because I do, like I said, I don't see you being, like uber muscular and stuff, but I see you just maintaining, wanting to be, because I hear you saying like, dude, I ain't never gonna be skinny. But I also hear you being like, no, I just want to be healthy. That's what matters to you more than anything. But I feel like your main focus right now is mental health. Mental health is very important to you. Yeah, so that's what I pick up around Shuler King, also known as Jeff. Why am I calling you Jeff? Excuse me, Frank. Frank Williams. I am so sorry. Forgive me. But that's what I pick up around you at the moment. And Mr. Williams, once again, may I say it was a pleasure doing this for you. I hope some of it made sense. Even if it didn't, let me know. And for those of you who watched and sat through this, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for commenting, for liking, for subscribing, and for being a sugar bear. It really means a lot. So this concludes Comic Week. And I believe I'm going to do either Influencer Week next week, or I'm going to do like something to do with singers, because I'm really something in me. I don't know yet. I don't know, but we'll see. But I thank you all for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your Thursday. And I will talk with you very soon. Have a good one. Bye-bye.